May I offer you a sample?
Boo! You stink!
Video game music samples. Yeah, I'm also surprised there's more to talk about. For the unacquainted, what does this mean? Well, video games, we all know that, but your mileage may vary between shell and shell. And music samples, I think everyone kinda gets it at this point. It's when you take an old sound and sprinkle it into something new.
You went to go laugh and get some head by the side road. She asked him autograph and
But in the realm of game samples, it's more like you take a little clip, slow it down, add a bit of percussion, 1, 2, 3. So, what's this all gotta do with me? This quest began in my youth, going to school in Toronto, and having an icon that we just can't ignore. BBL, Drizzy, Drizzy, Drizzy. Who would have thought you secretly rocked the Zelda shirt and cargo shorts? And notably, out of any pop artist, Drake has maybe more samples than any. Like I said, this all began with songs I actually listened to. This topic was inspired by this song from Diddy's Conquest.
Watch your motherfucking tone, boy.
Why did Bros say, "Watch your tone, sonny"? And then later, there was a song named Final Fantasy. I wrote this off initially, but could that be the prelude theme? Notably, it's hard to clear music when it comes to Final Fantasy, so it's possible they kind of just recreated the sound. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And before I out any more furries in hip-hop, I must take a second to say a very big thank you to this video's sponsor, Squarespace. You wanted more, so I'm doing more. Thank you all for leaving such lovely, beautiful comments on the last one. Yeah, so I may have made a couple of small errors last time. But you know, I love working on these videos, they just take a lot of time. But I am making a commitment to actually talk more about gaming music this year. So if this is the kind of stuff you like, please like the video and subscribe. And hopefully I get all my information right this time and don't cause a Lupe fiasco. You know, that actually might be the meta. Do things worse, get things wrong, and people are more likely to talk about it. Why haven't I done this sooner?
Did you know Kendrick Lamar's diss track Not Like Us sampled a very unknown SNES game named Clock? Can you hear it?
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm no...
I can't explain. I don't know how I found this and nobody else did. So let's get into it. Video game music samples come in many forms. A lot of the time though, it can just be jamming a Mario song onto a beat.
dance. Bad bitch with me while we speeding in the Jag. All I see is
Or simply sampling a famous sound effect.
What's left of us?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Or just having the song's theme be based on a game. Or
But sometimes I don't wanna be happy.
quite duplicitous that you are filming this in a mansion you most likely rented and the song plagiarized is the house building theme. You can't make this up. And this journey into samples begins with Nintendo. It's sort of cool because they're the company that defined what video game music even was in the 80s. So it's cool that we see them as some of the most prevalent samples in hip-hop.
hotel room, marijuana's in it.
But let's return to a series that I have not talked about enough. When finding samples is easy, you can be driving down the street until one soundbite blindsides you in the ear and gets you into a car accident.
Oh, for real?
This is like a sound from my past life getting edge camped. How did they expect us not to recognize? Are you serious? I'm just kind of shocked that this many songs have samples from Smash. How did they sample this sound that reminds me of Olimar's shitty recovery? But But the most fun I have with this topic is finding these samples in the wild, hanging out with the boys at poker night until one simple background synth echoes a forgotten age of motion controls.
So you on curve, you shit, got me leaning, doing fucked up shit when
This one's kinda nuts. Like, this just transports me back to killing those bugs in the twilight. But one question I do get is,
Chief, respectfully, where are the receipts?
well, I wouldn't be able to do a video like this without the website, which does exactly what you think. It's a database for many songs and the samples they take from, as well as finding just how many people sampled the Game Over theme from Super Mario World.
That is large.
But maybe one of the best utilizations of this song I've heard is from that of Suicide Boy. And it doesn't stop there. A lot of his songs sample games. And these are some of my favorite examples of good samples. Unfortunately, most are very on the nose. Embarrassingly so. But I mean, you know, like, Eminem's a corny guy, so this probably isn't something that you're gonna see in a lot of different... Don't do that. Stop.
I would like you to stop that now!
Bro, that's the exact same song! Well, it's nice seeing Mario return to his musical origins. But in another sense, I do like finding this stuff. Samples, or at least interpolations, found in not hip-hop. Different genres. This, actually, if I didn't tell you it was a gaming song, you wouldn't be able to tell. It fits that well. But one interesting thing about this song is it's not exactly the fairy fountain. Here's how the fairy fountain goes. And now here's I Missed Us. It's slightly different. Maybe doing so in order to dodge copyright, but by all accounts, it sounds like the same sound font. Whoever the producer was, they knew what they were doing. And to me, that's really inspiring because it shows that game samples can be molded into such beautiful songs. Okay, alright. So, welcome to the digital age where 13-year-olds can make music in 13 minutes. So this is sort of how it goes. You take a sample from a game, a little sound clip, then stretch it out, slow it down so it's nearly unrecognizable. Already it sounds pretty good, but once you add you know what I mean? This is how most of them go. And they range in quality because
I'm gonna thank everybody that's real bass first off.
Because in the digital age, you need access to music programs. You can post them anywhere. And the only limitation is your creativity. Or, wait a minute, why are we in the throne? And remarkably, these kind of hip-hop songs, I see a lot of overlap with one series in particular. Sonic the Hedgehog. I can't escape you.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
It might be a little bit of an exaggeration. How bad could it be? You literally didn't even add anything. It's just the song. It's literally just the... But one of the coolest Sonic samples I found came from this video on samples, where some I knew, but there was one song that I think is really special. So I have my opinions on this game, but the soundtracks of this game is out of this world. And I did say the plural, soundtracks. And remarkably, the music in this game, they're both amazing, which is super unfortunate. I think these songs had a destiny beyond this game, but they were sort of limited by this thing. And now that I've scared the hoes away, allow me to introduce Megan the Stallion. Is a huge dweeb. She definitely has a Funko collection. But in the realm of samples, you know, with all her geek-inspired looks, you'd think she'd have more. I did, however, find one. This sampled a song with an unacronymed version of the name, and that sampled Turok 2. Turok who? Except when I went to look, the song that it credited was part of Idea. But like, you hearing this? I don't hear anything. You see Megan here? I don't. So what did I do? I combed through hours of gameplay, listening to the soundtrack, begging, pleading to find the source of our sample. I was in the comments of the song. Like a light in the dark, fiend has guided us to salvation. And then I fixed it on the website. We're really making the world a better place one video at a time. And this is just cool to me because, like, I imagine they rigged up a recording device next to the TV as the game was paused just to get a clean sample. Like, this is what I love about this. This just demonstrates through an action the love that goes into producing. Even if the same love wasn't applied to the album art. But it's not just old rap. An icon for using samples from just about anything. I'm gonna say Lil Uzi? His samples range from super obvious to even more obvious. Absurdly obvious. And then... okay, I guess? You know, I'm feeling like the well of samples is slowly starting to dry up. Seems we're gonna find diminishing returns the more I look into this, and if I try to find these samples in the wild, I just... what do you have in your mouth?
It's See Ya Girl by Steve Lacy.
Wow, they sampled the fairy from Ocarina of Time! Or did they? Yeah, the video has a question mark for a reason. A lot of the time, through several misattributions, we sort of speak with our eyes instead of our stomach. Or our ears? You know what I'm saying. I saw someone say that China Love sounded an awful lot like Sonic Unleashed Zadabat. But allow me to introduce our culprit. The Gamelon. The Gamelon?
The Gamelon.
Gamelan. So yeah, I'd say in my experience of doing this a lot of the time things are coincidences. People hear something that sort of sounds the same and then they make a comment to me saying, oh yeah, this is definitely this sound, and I'm like, I'm sorry little Timmy, it's just not. But when we do find samples, they sort of elude us. Like, how do we know they're not hiding in plain sight right now?
Maybe it's the way you're dressed. Maybe it's,
One of the biggest follies, I think, is when a sound is certainly the same, but only because they have the same source. Like this sample. It also appears in Sonic CD, but only because it's a sound pack that takes from... Anyways, I only say that, totally unrelated. Let's talk about a really cool artist with some of the coolest samples I've ever seen, Tyler, the Creator.
He is one of my favorite artists, so I'm really excited to see what you guys are cooking.
You say pandemic. Yo.
Alright. I wanna see all you.
Stop that, stop. I'm about to ruin your day. I'll send this video on YouTube, so I mean, let's see. You guys are so unserious. You know, that almost kind of sounds like... I think I need to unwind. This is getting to be a little too much. So how about we talk about one of my favorite games on the native DS system of consoles, Sonic Chronicles.
Sonic Chronicles was Sonic's first foray into an RPG genre. It takes Sonic into a darker, more nuanced RPG experience, chock full of staples of the genre, and now party-based battles with all your favorite Sonic.
Oh god.
My bank call, even though he saw me on TV.
Is this really true? Did Tyler?
No, it's actually not. Sorry to say. Alejandro, sweet, sweet, innocent Alejandro. I'm sorry to say that your absolutions of Tyler being a Sonic furry will not come to pass today. So for this one, I had to do a lot of research to find. The short answer is both the game and Tyler made their songs in the same digital audio workspace. So, what is it? Well, first I had to pay $1 to get the license to this DAW, then navigate over to the built-in sounds, select Digifx A, navigate to F sharp, and... It's truly thankless work, but I do it because I love it. When you really break it down, a ton of gaming songs and hip-hop take from packed-in sound effects. Meaning, if you wanted to use a sound for your indie game...
All's my life I has to...
I fully expect this to be in Deltarune Chapter 3.
So we're done.
Okay, one more thing. Kung Fu Ken, I'm just kind of shocked. I was really expecting to find something in your discography, something in this beef, but you didn't give me nothing. He even has a song called Silent Hill. But do you hear a Silent Hill sample? I don't know the series, so it is possible it's there, but I guess we'll never know.
Push these niggas off me like...
In closing, gaming samples are really cool. They take us down into places where we learn even about music production. And when I can see the thought process of a producer, when I can see where their inspiration starts and the final product, it truly fills me
Eat my ass.
with inspiration. Wait, we're not finished? What are you two? No, come back here. What are you doing? Where are you running off to? Wait, why are we in Mexico? I didn't know where my limit lied, but it seemed to be at the Mexican High School Musical movie and Pokemon Black and White 2. I suckled on the teat of the sampling gods, and the only thing I wish to sample now is the cold embrace of death. Hey, thank you for making it all the way to the end. As your reward, here are a few more songs that sample video games. If you like this, please press the like button, and if you want to see more game samples, please subscribe.
In the studio and I got that pack. I'm in the trap with a back, no cap.
But that's gonna be it for me. Take it easy. This is Alax, and I will see you on the flip side.
Crisscross, applesauce, so baby caress me. I've been doing.
Right before I used to go to sleep.